Hello everybody, this is test route number 8 and it's test route number 8 for Coventry, and we've just turned left out of the Coventry Driving Test Centre onto Bayton Road. So here we are, Bayton Road. So it's number 8 of 15 test routes, and these are the latest published routes from the DVSA, which is a driving and vehicle standards agency. They're the people that conduct the tests. All the tests on from the Coventry Test Centre on Bayton Road all turn left out of the car park and make their way up to this, up to this set of traffic lights here. And for this one, we're going to go straight ahead once the lights go to green. So there are 14 then other test routes that you can find out about, and so if you just click the subscribe button there, you'll find them all on there, and if they're not all on there yet, well, they shortly will be. Okay, so there's quite a lot on there to be getting on with, and we're just going to go straight ahead at this set of traffic lights from Bayton Road, and that takes us into School Lane. School Lane's quite a nice road. It's a 30-mile-an-hour road all the way along. There was some roadworks on here up till this week, and they seem to have cleared them all up. You can maybe make out the scars in the road there. I think they were laying some cables or some pipes or something. But there we go, we've got the countryside on one side, houses on the other side, and an open reach van. Oh no, he's not going to pull out in front of us. I thought he was. But now we've got countryside on both sides, and it looks like it should be like a country lane, but it's not. It's still a 30-mile-an-hour zone, so we must be careful just to keep the speed under control, particularly as you go down this hill. And as you come to the end of this road, then we're going to turn left. We're turning left into Church Lane. Along the Church Lane, what you'll find is you'll go under a couple of bridges. That's for the motorways, and excuse me, then around a bend, and we're going to be taking the second left off of this road, second road on the left, and it's not this one coming up, that's the first one. The second one is where this memorial is here. So we're going from Church Lane, second left, where the memorial is, and that will take us into St Giles Road. Which this is, St Giles Road. And this is a bit of a climb, bit of a hill. Not that it bothers us that much in a car, but it is a bit of a hill. Sometimes you'll see a speed camera near this telegraph pole. I've only ever seen it there once, but I have been told that it goes there quite a lot. So again, look out for that. This is St Giles Road. We're going to go to the end of St Giles Road, and we're going to turn left. So you see there's a giveaway sign there. There's a couple of people, a bus and a car, just waiting for their opportunity to move on. The sun is quite strong today. Hopefully you can still see everything that's going on. It's not too blinding. And it appears to be school run time, or school turning out time anyway, so that's probably why we're being held up a little bit. There we go. Just gonna move forward from here. They don't appear to want to cross the road, so that's fine. So we're turning left into Willenhall Lane, and there we are. Willenhall Lane's a fairly long road, so we're travelling down. It says a 30 road, so we've got to keep it down at 30 all the way along here, and that's not too difficult really, because you've got things that there's a bend in the road here which naturally will slow you down a little bit, and then we've got some traffic lights which again, you know, if they're not green they could slow you down a little bit, and also we've got cars that are moving out and cars that are kind of pulling out onto the road as well. So there's a few things that are going to keep your speed down a little bit here. So it's not too difficult to keep down to 30, but it is a 30-mile-an-hour road all the way along. Willenhall Lane. Now, as we're coming towards the end of it, what you'll find is there's some more traffic lights here, and that we're going to go over a level crossing. Although there's no barriers, so I don't think it's in use anymore, really, the train line. But there is lights there, so maybe it is. I don't know. I've never seen a train go by. So, having said that, I bet you now one will, just because I've said it. There you go. That's how life works, doesn't it? Sometimes. So our lights are on green. We're just going to go straight ahead. There, these guys will wait for us, and you can see the car in front of us just going over the level crossing, and that's what we're doing now. We're going to take the second road on the right, the first one we just passed in right at this moment, and we're going to take the second one. So we'll indicate now. Now the thing here is there are some hatched lines on the road here, and there's like a central reservation for you to turn right in, so be careful not to go over the hatch lines. This is going to be a first gear corner, because you're kind of almost doubling back on yourself really, lots of steering to do, so use first gear for that one. You know, make it easy for yourself, because it's important that you keep position as you go around there, keep on your in the correct space on the road. And we're going to take the next left now, and so this is Nunt's Lane, and we're going to turn left in. This again is very, very tight one, so first gear corner into Parkville Highway. And as you can see, Parkville Highway then just kind of branches out really. It gets a bit wider and makes it a nice little road to drive down. Quite wide. There's lots of parked cars around here, and that'll make the road a little narrower at the top, but not too much to worry about here. Where there's parked cars on either side, there's nothing coming the other way, then just plonk yourself in the middle of the space, and that way you're safe on both sides. We're on Parkville Highway still. We're going to come into the end of this, and we're going to turn right at these traffic lights. So we're just going to turn right at the lights, and these should go to green any second now. There you go. Is it going to be safe for us to go? Not really. We'll just wait for these fellas to move forward. And there's our space. It takes us into Parkgate Road. On the list you'll see it doesn't, I don't think it mentions Parkgate Road, I can't remember, but this is a 20 zone, a 20 mile an hour zone. Okay, quite easy to miss that sign actually, quite a lot of people do, so just be aware of that. On the list that I put down there, I'm sure this is called Penny Park Road, so I think they merge into each other, Parkgate Road and Penny Park Road, so that's what's happened here. There's a 20 zone, and just as you get to this point it goes back to 30. There you go, so it's 20 outside the school basically, and we're going to take the next road on the left here, and that's going to be Halford Lane. So we turn it left from Penny Park Lane into Halford Lane. A few things to consider. And then once we're on Halford Lane, then we're going to turn left just where that car's coming from now. That one's going into, I don't know if you can see it on the video, but it's going to be the next left. So you turn left into Halford Lane, and then it's the first left into Glenworth Avenue. There we are, Glenworth Avenue. Around we go. I'll follow this road around, and the road surfaces around it are not the best, it has to be said. Still reeling from, you know, the beast from the east, which two winters ago now. So at the end of this Glenworth Road, Glenworth Lane, we're going to turn, or Glenworth Avenue should I say, we're going to turn left and then turn right. And when we turn right here, we're turning into Rotherham Road. Now Rotherham Road is quite significant because as you turn in, hopefully you'll notice that there's a 20 mile an hour zone sign. Okay, so this is Rotherham Road, it turns into a 20 mile an hour zone sign. Okay, now the thing about that is there's no other signs along here, and it's quite a long road, and it's quite a long wide road as well. I know there's speed bumps on it and everything, which naturally again will slow you down a little bit, but that's all. There's no repeater signs to say it's a 20 mile an hour road. There's no real clues. There's not even any schools, although we'll see a sign that says school in a moment or two. Can't see any schools down here. So very, very, very easy. Such a long, wide, straight road to just go well over 20 miles an hour, even with the speed bumps. And so, you know, get marked down for that. Which I don't know whether you think that's fair or not, because there's no other signs, but there it is. Rotherham Road, remember that one? It's a 20 mile an hour zone. Quite a long, straight, wide road. All the way along. It seems longer because we're having to drive slower as well. That's the other thing about it. It kind of almost tempts you to go quicker than you should be going, and it seems to just drag on and on and on and on. So the good idea really is just to leave the car in second gear as well, and that will help you just to keep the car at 20 or below. Anyway, when we get to the lights here, we're going to turn right. That's going to take us back onto Holbrook Road, so we're turning right at the lights here. There we go. So again, we're going to have to move into the centre and wait, I think, for a second or two while we're waiting for our space. which will arrive. There you go, lights will turn back to red, so and there we are, we're in Holbrook Road now, and this is a fairly more standard road really. It's quite a busy one, you know, but it's quite wide, and traffic does tend to flow down this Holbrook Road quite nicely actually, so nice easy bit for you. In fact, most of this test route actually, it's not been that challenging. There's been a few times where the speed limit has changed unexpectedly, and you know, if you miss it then you'll get marked down, but other than that it's been quite standard stuff, and actually this test route isn't too bad. As we come down Holbrook Road though, we can see there's two roundabouts very close to each other, and we're going to go left at the first one, taking the first exit. We're also going to go left at the second one, but taking the second exit there. Okay, so we're coming up to the first one now. So we need to indicate for the first one because we're taking the first exit to the left. As we come down here, we must cancel the signal. Make sure we get over the crossing as well. Alright, we must cancel the signal because at this next roundabout here, we're going to take this. We're going to turn left, but we are taking the second exit, so we can't indicate until we're level with the first one. Another little pitfall that people sometimes will fall into. Someone's being papped somewhere. Hope it's not us. Don't think it is. And we're just waiting patiently for our space, our opportunity. But there we go, we can indicate left now, get level with the first one, and that'll bring us off onto this road here, which is Holbrook Way. Okay, so this is Holbrook Way, and we're just going to go along here, and there's another roundabout ahead of us, and we're going to go straight at this roundabout, taking the second exit. Now the thing about this one is that there was road markings on it which have been scrubbed out now, okay, so we're going to be in the left lane as we come up there, taking the second exit. And make sure we stay in this lane all the way around, and then we're going to make sure we indicate for left, just let everybody know where we're going as we're coming off of the roundabout like that. Okay, I'm going to follow this around to the left here now, and we're going to merge here onto the A444. So using your indicator and your door mirrors, quick look over your shoulder, make sure it's clear, you can just merge into this lane here. So this is the A444. Now again, as with all the other videos that we've put out about the test centres, the test routes should I say, from Coventry, they all go on the A444 at some point. So try and get out on this road if you can, because it is going to crop up. You'll know the one because in front of us now is the Rico Arena, and to the side of us is a big retail park there as well. Okay, so it's that road that goes past there and takes you all the way into Nuneaton, and that's the A444. So do try and get out on it if you can. We seem to be held up at these lights. These lights are rarely on red actually. They're more often on green. They must be letting a lot of people out from somewhere. So we'll just have to be patient and wait. Just changing for us now. Through these lights, and as we're passing the Rico Arena here, what happens is we have to move our lane will fang into two lanes, and we have to move into the kind of right hand one of those two. because we're going to go straight ahead. And the left-hand lane is a kind of left filter lane that disappears off this road, and we don't really find out till about here that happens. And that's one of the reasons you need to make sure that you learn the test routes, or the test area anyway, at least, because there's a few things like that where the road markings and road signs are a little bit late, and some of them are kind of covered with vegetation as well, and it makes it difficult for you. But we've stayed on the A444 and we're following the route to Nuneaton now, and this section of it, you have to remember, is a 50 miles, that's 50 miles an hour road. Okay, we're actually doing 50 miles an hour now, and you can see there are cars just drifting past us, you know, which is fine, isn't it? That's okay, that's up to them. But it's quite easy to get caught out on this road as well. So it looks like it should be quicker, but it's not. It's a 50 zone. And this lay-by, you can see on your left now, very often there's a speed camera just parked in there catching people out, so do be careful of that. As we come along this road here though, we're following the sign still for Nuneaton, and again our lane will fan out and it will split into two. The left hand one will be a filter lane, and it will be the right hand one of those two that we need to just move directly into. So do remember to check your mirror though before you fan out, your right hand door mirror, because you just need to see if there's anyone overtaking you or trying to push it. They don't usually, to be honest. And we're in the second lane out now. We're following the signs for Nuneaton. So A444 north. Now this is the big roundabout where the motorway is, okay, where the M6 motorway is. And what we've got to do here is just stay in our lane. We've found our lane on approach to the roundabout itself, and now we're just going to stay in our lane. That's all we need to do. We just follow our lane out, and this car in front of us is actually showing us the way, which is quite nice. It's just down here. Now, important here that you stay all the way inside your lane, because it bends around to the right quite severely, and you could drift into the right, into the lane on your right, and of course that would be wrong. So make sure you stay in your lane. We're coming out onto the Bedworth bypass now, and what this does is it goes to a 70 mile an hour road. So we're on a dual carriageway, 70 miles an hour. And so we just need to try and keep up with the speed of the road here now, really. We don't need to be overtaking anyone unnecessarily, you know, we don't need to be rushing along, you know, just keep up with the speed of the road, so that it can't be said that you're holding anybody up. And actually, we're doing just over around about 65 now, and that's fine, isn't it? You can see that everybody else is also doing around about that speed, so that's good. We're going to take the first exit off, and that's this one here. That's the one that takes us to Bedworth. You'll see the sign there. Keep your speed up until you get off the carriageway, so keep it up, keep it up, keep it up, and then slow down. So you use this lane. People call it a slip lane, but it's actually called a deceleration lane, and that's what we're using it for, to decelerate. We're going to get down to the traffic lights, we're going to turn left. As we turn left, we'll be turning onto Newton Road. We seem to have been caught by a few red lights, I've noticed, again on this test route. Maybe it's the time of day, I don't know, but there it is. It does seem to be a theme, doesn't it, really? Never mind, never mind. Now, I should say, while we're waiting at these lights, that obviously you can access the other 14 of the 15 test routes for Coventry just by pressing the subscribe button. Like I say, they'll all be on there. But for this test route in particular, if you look in the description box below the video, we'll be taking the second right off of this road, by the way. So that's the first one. The second one's quite a long way down the road. Anyway, if you look in the description box on this video, you'll see that this route is kind of listed out. So you see all the roads and which way to go, and and that way you can follow it around if you want. Anyway, it's up to you. I'm going to take the next right. So as we're turning right here, we're turning right into Birch Road. Sorry, we're not Birch Avenue. I've got a couple of them wrong, haven't I, this time? Yeah, Birch Avenue, not Birch Road. What am I talking about? There you go. So we're going to just follow this road all the way along. It's going to take us all the way down, and this is another long road. Another feature of this test route, which makes the test route not too difficult actually. It does bend quite a lot. So again, important that you just maintain your position on the road, keeping, you know, on the left where you want to be, particularly where the road bends around to the right, where, you know, you can kind of drift in a little bit. I'm sure your instructor has talked to you about that on numerous occasions. It's almost like, you know, a lot of people, they kind of don't realise they're doing it, and then they're kind of halfway in the centre of the road and say, oh no, I've got to get back on the left. Yeah, so this is a big right bend, look. So keep well into the left as you go around there. There's another sharper one here. And we're going to turn right at the end of this road. Reapply the signal, looks all clear. We can go. So we've turned right there, we're going to turn right again. And this is going to take us back into Heath Road. And you'll recognise it because you've just driven along it for a few moments before you turn around from it. But here it is, we're back onto Heath Road now. We're just going to follow this road down. It seems a little bit of a detour, but you can see why they did that, can't you? You can see why, because the road was, you know, Birch Road was quite bendy, and there's big right-hand bends, and it can catch people out. It is a test, so be aware of why you're driving down that road. There is always a reason. I'm just going to go straight ahead at these lights. We're still on Heath Road. Following this road down. Now if you look down the road here, you'll see another sign with a double roundabout on it. It's different from the previous one in that these are now mini roundabouts, and they are absolutely right on top of each other. It's important here then that we treat these two roundabouts as separate entities. We're going to go towards Exhall, which is straight ahead at the first one and left at the second one. So we're going to go straight ahead at this first one here, get around that, and then we're going to turn left at the second one. It's going to take us into Bowling Green Lane, like that there. Very often cars parked on the left hand side of the road here, particularly at this time of day, because again there's a school there, although they should all have come out by now. It's well past, it's gone quite a long way past 4 o'clock, so I wouldn't have thought there'd been too many people in there just yet. We're on Bowling Green Lane, all the way down Bowling Green Lane, and what you'll see here is there'll be some bollards, and they'll be on your left, and that's where we're going to turn. So we're going to take the next left, the next road on the left, and that takes us back into School Lane. So there you go, so you're driving back into School Lane now, but it's from the opposite direction, obviously. And what people sometimes do, and please don't do this, is sometimes people think, oh, I'm back, I'm nearly there, and the concentration level drops just enough for them to make that one bad error, that one bad mistake. So please, at this point, keep your concentration level as high as you can do, because it's nearly over. You know that it's nearly over. You've just got to see it through to the end now. So you can see there's a parked car on our side of the road, which makes the road a bit more narrow. So we may get into kind of a less space, less speed situation. Not just then, because we've got through quite easily. As we come towards the end of the road, and there's sometimes more cars that are parked on this road as well. But as we come to the end of this road, you'll see some traffic lights, and we're just going to go straight ahead at those traffic lights. So we're just going to follow the road ahead from School Lane at the traffic lights there. And then that's going to take us back into Bayton Road. Again, Bayton Road is where the test started from. It's quite busy, as you can see. Bayton Road is quite a busy little place. It's got lots and lots of like factories and warehouses and whatever on either side of the road. So, you know, lots of kind of industrial traffic, lots of people coming to and fro from work as well, so always quite a busy little one. And all the way along, and as you come around this next bend, what you'll see is there's some blue railings on your right hand side, and that's the test centre again. So there's blue metal railings with a car park and a brick building, and there is your test centre. Okay, so that is test route number 8 for Coventry, and hopefully that's been helpful to you. If it has, you know, just subscribe, you'll see the other videos, and well, that's it. I'll see you in the next one, and good luck with everything. Cheers guys.